Hi all, so I'm back for a super exciting process. And this is one I was telling you guys, either you're gonna love me or you're gonna leave me. Cause I know I take you guys down a lot of rabbit holes. I'm always discovering something new to go out and buy. But really, you gotta give me credit. We do a lot of thrift store stuff, like this photo paper that I'm gonna use. I got it at the Goodwill for $1.99. So that's not costly. And so many of you have told me the kind of stuff that you found. I think, who was it that told me you went into the Goodwill in your area? I think like in Georgia maybe, and you found a whole ream of 500 sheets of onion skin. Unbelievable. What did you say? It was like $5 or $6. Oh, I love when that kind of stuff happens. So that's why I'm trying to transform us into, just get out there into those Goodwills and those Savers and all. You just run in when you're driving by one. This is what I do. I just run in and go straight to the office, that little office supply section that they have. It takes a few minutes. There's no need to deal with any other stuff in the store. Just go in there. And sometimes I go in and I'll like find that one little treasure, $2, $3, I'm out the door. And you just never know what you're going to find. So we're going to be using this photo paper, not expensive. We're going to be using a free app that I found on our phone. It's a free app on the phone. We're going to be using that. And the only thing, and maybe you already have slides. We're going to be using slides. Yes, slides. Now, I know a lot of us already have slides. Because that used to be the big thing, like maybe 20 years ago, even when you went to the museums and stuff, you always got the little travel slide things like these of different places we went. I remember I took a lot of slides of my artwork back in the day before everything became digitalized. I have all those slides, so that would be fun to pull back out and use. And then, believe it or not, of course, when you go to the Goodwill, I see slides all the time. And I just have left them because I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with these slides? I'm not going to like try to work these into some kind of collage thing. That didn't work for me. So I never really knew what to do with the slides. And I've left tons of them, probably good ones at the Goodwill. And then I found this site so once I found this app, I don't know how I stumbled upon this app. I think I might have been looking up, I don't know. I think I was on Etsy or on eBay or something looking for probably like passbook stuff, you know me, looking for seals and all whatever. And then I think I saw an article, not an article, like one of those pop-up ads for this particular app. And I was like, what? What is this? So I immediately went and downloaded it. Sure enough, it was as easy as they said and free to download. So I immediately went on Etsy and I was looking for some slides because I wanted slides, and I know I didn't have any slides except for some of the slides of my own work that I'm looking here. That's what I was looking for. So I wanted slides for our passbook series because I'm trying to just like have the lives of women all over the world, all different cultures, just be stimulated by all cultures and all kind of places in the world. And so I thought, wow, what I can focus on is trying to find the travel slides. So, you put in vintage travel slides. That's what you want to do on Etsy and eBay. Like this is Cordoba. I think this is Folklore of Spain. I found a whole set of them. Valencia, Segvia, and then I found some from Mexico, Guanajuato. So, yeah, and I got all of these from one site. I like her. I think she specializes in slides too. So it's called Chaos to Art, and I'll put the link down further. But if you just want to before you want to just Chaos to Art, and she does a lot of research, but she seems to have .com, and she has an Etsy shop, and she's quick. I purchased them within a couple of days. I got them. So she really seems to be very, quick about mail outs. These were 30 slides of Mexico, and I think this was another 35 or 40 slides. And I got all of it, I think, for like $14, $15. shipping was just a couple of bucks. I thought that was really good. And so take your time and go through and look at each slide image so you can look at them to see, because I was kind of avoiding the ones that were just like people, and I'm into the amateur, because some of them say amateur slides, and I think it's cool amateur if they mostly say it's buildings or plants or gardens or things like that. But I just didn't want a lot of slides of a whole lot of other people in them. I'm like not into that. If you guys are like, if you like sort of documenting that sort of photojournalism kind of thing of people at their cars and all that kind of stuff, totally go for it. Nothing wrong with that, because that can be part of a past book series as well. I mean, definitely documenting that. But it's not, so this isn't even expensive. The app is free. I've since gone back on to her site and a couple other sites, and I mean, got like 25 or 30 slides for $5. So I think it's affordable for all of us. But definitely you can pick them up at the Goodwill, see which ones you already have to play around with. But I'm going to play with these today, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to go from here to, where is my book? You know, to, you've already seen this is where I kind of mentioned it, to this. You know, to this, you know, to creating a postcard piece with them and kind of going on from there. The thing I like about these slides too is they're original to us. When you get the slides, you literally own this content. A lot of these, I think, and I was looking for slides from the 50s, 60s, 70s. So a lot of that stuff is just, you know, they were sold for you to be able to reuse. So I don't see where that's a problem, right? There's like, you know, you're not supposed to, like, basically, some of them will say can't reproduce, but I think, like, meaning reproduce the slides and sell the slides, but the images, the way we're using them, where we can reproduce them and then use them down in our work, and use them, where's that other piece I had that was like this, where I've literally printed on some of my stained papers, and then we're taking and tearing bits of it and putting it back down in our work. So that's totally fine. And a lot of these are now in public domain because they're so old, so that part's fine too. So I just thought it was a really brilliant way for us to add original photos to our pieces and creating our own. Look at this, how gorgeous this background is. I mean, it just goes so well with this image, which is this one here. And then I further altered it because I put some gridded paper behind it when I was photocopying, because I was using this here, so we can further, you know, distort it and use it. So I'm just excited about this whole thing. Some of the images I will upload on Pinterest in our group so that you guys can be able to pull from them. And so I'll share some of the images with you guys, even as printables. But I just thought that this was a lot of fun. So let me show you how easy it is. So basically, this is the app. Let me get the app up. So the app is called Slidebox. Slidebox. Is it focused? Come on. Well, okay. Where is it? It was focused a minute ago. Called Slidebox. You can see that. So just go to your app store, get Slidebox, download it. It's free. It downloads in just a matter of seconds. It's unlimited slide scanning, so no problem there. So it says something about a plan. You can do a plan, I guess, at Auto Renews. Oh, I'm not even telling you the truth. Oh no, unlimited scanning. So there must be a limit to the scanning then. If you want unlimited scanning, it's $5.99 a month, but I don't, so, because I think it's like, you'll see, like here is my my box so far. So probably you can't have but so many before you need to like dump them. So like I kind of like the way that one looks. I'm not going to get rid of that one yet. But some kind of way I had dupes here. So like, let's say if I just want to, let me just see, because I'm still learning this app as well. So I'm going to delete that photo. So I think as long as you kind of don't take up a lot of their space. So we'll see how it goes, because I'm still working with this myself. But I don't really care about storing stuff on here. I just like the ease of using it. So I'll show you right now. So this is one. This is folklore. I mean, oh my goodness, this is a woman in her dress, her native dress, and everything. So I'll show you. So so you have to hit the add button. So that's the plus. So we're going to add a photo. And I love this so much. I think I would actually pay $5.99 a month in order to. Okay, so it says you have to look for the backlight source. I just found it. So then what you do is you just hold the image up. Can you see me? So I'm holding the image up like that. It grabs the image. You do a few seconds. It's cropping. And voila. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it grabbed. Look how it grabbed that slide. Like pure, like nothing, no background, anything. And this was the slide. I mean, are you kidding me? It's just that easy. Oh my goodness. So I wanted her. She's going to go in my Mexico series for sure. So let's add again. I think it wants, I don't know. It may want me to end up paying, but I'm okay with that. At least for a while, because hold up, this is my daughter. I'm sorry. Hey Zion, I'm doing a video. You didn't know. Can you text me? Okay. You good? Okay, bye-bye. So this one, I thought this was like one of these Olmec heads or something like that, because some of these were from a museum, and I just thought this one was cool. So let's look at this one. So I'm doing add. Let me see. Let's do like this. Okay, so I think I might have hit my limit, y'all. So this is good to know, because it looks like it wants me to do the $5.99 a month for, and it says it's unlimited. Let me just read it. It says unlimited slide scanning. Plan auto renews $5.99 a month until cancel. You get try 3 days free. So we could hit it. Then you get your when you get all your slides, you can hit it, take 3 days and get them all transferred in, and don't pay the $5.99. I may go ahead and do the $5.99 until I get all these done, and then it says you can cancel it. But anyhow, so let's go back and do these now, because you got the idea of how it works. So let me show you how it prints. So if I take, let's take her. This is gorgeous. And you can crop it, do any kind of coloration, everything. But I kind of like this olive green color background thing. I like this. So let me hit. So what you want to do is, what did I do? You can just do a screenshot like that. And then I'm going to crop that up. Just take that whole thing like that. Hit done. I'm going to save to my photos. And then I'm going to go over into my photos. Because the slide, really all we want that app for is to grab these photos. Clearly, that is, and even at $5.99 a month, that is so incredibly cheap to be able to convert your slide files to digital. I mean, they're like that much a slide if you take it into a camera shop and try to do anything with them. So, I mean, we can get hundreds of them done, even if we just did $5.99 for 1 month and just do hundreds of them and then cancel it. And then when you get a bunch more slides, do some more. Because we don't need it like ongoing on our phone. So let's go over here to photos, and There she is. Yay. And now what we can do, I'm going to show you a couple of things that we can do. So let's say I want her and I want, do I have another one on? Let me go back over here and see if there was another one that I hadn't used yet. I did those. This one was like really interestingly hazy the way I did it. It was something weird, but I kind of like this sort of negative look of it. So I'm going to take a picture of that. Let me see. Here again, let's just do a screenshot. Screenshot to me is the easiest way. You can upload it and all that kind of stuff, but just take a screenshot. And then we'll go back over here to our photos. I hope this is making sense to you guys. Okay. Let's edit it by cropping it. So since that was a screenshot, we want to be able to crop it and tighten it down like that. Let me get rid of a little bit of that sky. And I'm going to keep the color like that because I like the way it sort of has that sort of negative look to it. So, done. Now, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. How am I going to do this? Okay, so what you want to do is I'm going to take these two pictures, and I don't want this to be confusing for you guys, but I'm going to take and I'm going to send them, I'm going to airdrop them to myself on my computer. I'm going to accept. Okay. If you don't have airdrop, then just email them to yourself. Put something here for my camera to focus on. Now, let me see if we can do this. Bear with me. Just bear with me. I'm going to figure this out.
Started here.
Okay.
So now I'm going to do a proper screen record and actually chop out that other one. So you guys will never see it, but you're going to hear me talking about, oh, I should do this a better way. So I've inserted it, and I'll try to get edit as much out of the other video as possible. But if you hear me referring to or apologizing for the other one, just know it was the old one, and I figured out how to do a better screen record. So I'm in my Canva, and what you want to do is Canva is free. So if you already don't have it, you just have to sign up with your email address. That's it. So go here to the blue box that says Create a Design. Click there. I'm just going to do US letter document. That's what we want right here. So it's all different kinds. You can do a Pinterest pin, simple presentation, flyer, letterhead. It has it for Facebook, all kind of social media. If you hit it, it already has the settings for those various social medias. But we just want a document because I'm just showing you an easy way for us to bring our pictures in and simply drop them in a document without going to Illustrator or, Photoshop or one of those. It can be a little more complicated. So now we have our new page right here. So we're going to come down here on this side to where it says uploads, right here, this little cloud with a upwards arrow. Right here on the left hand side, you can see where my cursor is. So right here, we're going to hit uploads. And you can see I already have a number of them uploaded, but we're going to go back and get this picture of the flamingo dancer, and I'm going to show you how I uploaded her. So you hit upload an image, and then I'll just go into my download files, and I know it's going to be down here somewhere. I think that last image should be. Here she is right here. So wherever, because I downloaded it from my phone when I sent it over and did a share, if you bring it in from your email, then you'd probably find it in your documents, but mine came into download. So here's a picture right here. So I hit that picture and I hit open. It's going to bring me back to Canva. And right here, you can see the downloading color right there is happening. And then there she is. So then all I really need to do is I'm going to increase the zoom. I'll bring it up to 75%. So, well, no, I don't want to do that much because I want you guys to be able to sort of see what we're doing. Let's try 50 and see if that gives us. So there's our full page right there, okay? So I can actually keep it at 35. That way it all fits on the screen and you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Okay, I'll keep it there. So it's going to be a little smaller, but we'll get it. So right there, I can drop her. And now I have a window that allows me to make it smaller. So if you do it from the corners, it will scale it equally. If you do it here, it'll cut it off. You see that? We don't want that. But if you do it from the edge, then it's going to scale it down, and we'll just be able to get her to fit on this page. So let's put her there. I'm going to grab, we can literally do 4 up. So let's bring this one over and drop it. So you just kind of hold it, bring it over, sort of drop it in there so you get a box. And then let's scale this one down. So as many as you can actually get on the page. Let's see if we can get one more on there. Just depending on how much of your page you want to try to use. So we can get, and since we're doing postcards, this is 4 up. This is pretty good. You can also flip it. Let's say because of the size, I have a little more space here. You can take this button right there that turns it, and you can flip it. Because since we're cutting it out, it doesn't matter if I can get it to go. There, 90 degrees. So I could literally put that there, right? And flip it so that I can get more on the page. So I'll make this one a little smaller. And let me just go ahead and grab another image. I had this one here that looked a little bit more like it was a negative. So we can put this in there. Wait a minute. Just to bring it over so that it just creates a, come on. Okay, so it gets a box. And so let's scale that down again, right? And then put it in. And if here again, if I want to flip it, I can. Let's just go 90 degrees. And so it fits on the page. So literally just in a few minutes, we've actually gotten 4 up on the page and are ready to go, literally. So remember, US letter document. You can upload your images with this upload right here with the cloud, or you can hit it here and hit upload image. This opens it, and then this is where you hit it to go to look for your image on your computer. Once you've done it, you can bring them over here 4 up. And then once that's done, you just go up here. You can title it. So we can say slide pics. I'll just put 4 up. So I'll know it's 4 on there. Okay. And then hit download. So we can download. PDF print is what is suggested. And for this is good because we just want to be able to print it out, have a good print copy. So we hit download. They'll say preparing your design. And now here it is. I can hit save. I want to open, the default is fine. Save the file. Okay, okay. And it's saving it to preview documents, to preview. It's in my downloads file. I'm just going to put it on my desktop so I can go right and find it. Except for, I'll just keep it in download since I know where it is. Okay, and then just hit save. So, I can see it's finished. It's all beautiful. So now let me just close this down. And it's going to be, I'll go to my downloads file because that's where I said it was going to be. Right here. Open it up. And it's going to be here. So I'll just search it. Sometimes it doesn't come right up. So for me, what was it? It was slide pics 4 up. Come on, where are you? We just saved it right in the downloads. Okay, let me just search. I know where it is. I think I had saved it to my passport. Let me just look. That's why I try to save it to my desktop so I'm not searching for it. But be that as it may, let's see if it's here. Slide. So let me go back over to download. Sometimes at my computer, it'll take a minute for it to actually show up. Why? I don't know. Here we are. See, it's down here. So here we are. The very end. Okay, so here we are. So it's all up here. So I'm going to go ahead and send it to printer so you guys can see. And it literally is that easy. I'll just print it on regular paper. But, you know, of course, I could put it on the photo paper. And I would, but I don't know if it is right now. So I'll print it out on regular paper. And literally, it's just that easy. So I'm going to open Canva again. So here we are. And that document, it'll be saved over here where all of our saved documents are. So where it says all your designs, you hit that and they'll all be right here. So that one's generating. Here are a couple of the earlier ones that I did, right? And so that's where you find your designs. And it literally is just that easy to do. So there we have it.
I'll do a better tutorial, but for those of you who already are kind of familiar with Canva or familiar with that, Canva is really that easy. What we're going to do is print this out. So I put some photo paper in, and I'll go to my slide, and I'll just hit print, you know, easy peasy. Print, and let's see what we get. So, so while that's printing out, I'll put this away. So I'm going to definitely look into the, I'm definitely going to look into, this has a lot of women, different women. It was like, how lucky. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 different women as single pictures, and then a few of like group dancers with men and stuff. So anyway, put this back in here, my drawer here. So yeah, I think that it's like totally worth it. I'm excited by it. I hope you guys think that this is a cool thing. I think it's such a wonderful way for us to add individuality to our projects with, you know, so it's not every slide or everything we get off of Pinterest or, you know, out of places like that, but we can literally control our images. I think it's just really good. I'm just listening to my computer. And, you know, it's still inexpensive. So the fact that it is $5.99 a month for unlimited, we literally, what I'm going to do is I have a second set of slides coming in. As soon as they come in, I'm going to go ahead and do the $5.99. I'm going to pay for it. And I'm just going to scan up as much stuff as I can, because I'll have over 100 something slides. And that's worth it to me to spend it. And then it says you can cancel it anytime. So, so while that is coming up, for me to show you guys, these were some of the ones I did. This one I printed right from Slidebox. It was okay, but you know, I scanned it. So they have a feature where you can just scan it right from that into it, but then you can't really control the size or anything. So I think it's better to take a screenshot and just do it like that. So looky here, here we are. How wonderful! Look at that. Look at that attitude of her. I love her. Look at her hat over there to the side. Oh, she's gonna be in one of the postcards. And see how this has that little dreamy negative. I'm gonna tell you what I think I did. I think I held the slide. Oh, I know what I did. The way I got that is I literally laid the slide down on the desk. So I laid it down like this, and then I took. Oh gosh, sorry. Come on, focus back. Okay, I laid it down on the white of the desk, and then I took the picture of it, and I think that's what made it have that sort of negative look. Because otherwise what you do is once you find the light, you hold it up, and then it snaps it like with the light coming in from behind it. So if you want to kind of make them this sort of look, which I think is pretty cool too, that's how it's done. Alrighty, so basically that's how to use these slides that so any of you who want to go down that road with me and get some of these things, I bet you guys already have slides. Just go first and the app is free to get started on anyhow and play with and see how that goes for you. So what I'm going to do, so you can see I started playing with a lot of things. So I'm going to actually then print her out on some other paper, probably on some onion skin. So the next thing I'm going to show you what's going to come up. So I then just play around with printing things out, printing stuff on. Let me let my little puppy out. Printing things out on different papers. Come on, buddy. Go ahead. You can hear his little feet on the wood floor. And then print out any of this. I was even thinking on some of did I already have okay, let's just say on this one because it's kind of messed up. I don't really like that piece of it, but I was even thinking on our bits and pieces for our photos that we don't use, we could literally take and make tags. Look how cool that tag is. Look how cool it is. So we can take these sort of photo tags and then we can just put paper, lined paper, graph paper on the back. So we could literally take some of our off pieces of photo paper and stuff that when we don't use the whole thing, and let's say, or if it's bad prints like this one was, then you can we can make them into tags. So the next thing we're going to do, so I'm giving you guys stuff because this is the kind of thing that would be doing in the second tier. So I'll show more of these kinds of things. I mean, I'll go back and forth because I want to show, if you don't decide to do the $20, you'll still get bits in this. It'll just be doubled up for $20, but it'll be a little bit more info, a little bit more behind the scenes of how I kind of get things in the studio done like this, okay? So the next video, but don't worry, it'll be bits and pieces around of both of them. It just won't be as much, obviously, because it won't be as many videos. But anyway, you guys get me. I love you. I'm not one of those kind of people who are like, oh, you have to join at this level and then you'll get this. I'm not like that at all. So I'll spread it around. But I do want to do more with you guys. So I figure if I invest more time for those of you who said you want it, then we'll just do another level. So the next video I'm going to show that's going to come up next that you'll see is then what I want to do is I want to take and start working on how we're going to start working the storylines. And I thought a good thing would be to do, how I love to periodically do studio cleanup journals. And as you can see, I have this whole thing full of scraps and everything from last year, from things we're working on. And I have this whole bin. Oh my goodness, I'm starting the year off with all of this stuff in here. So what I decided to do is do what I call my studio cleanup journals. So I know you guys have a ton of stuff. A lot of it's good stuff we want to use. So what I want to do is I'm going to make a lot of these little journals using lots of bits, scraps, different things. We're going to make these little books that will sort of be like our maquettes for our various passbook books. So just make up a ton of these. I'll show you how I'm doing them. I'm just grabbing bits and pieces. I'm putting pages in them. I'm just kind of pulling from stuff I've had before, but of course I know I'm gonna love these color schemes. There's an envelope that I created a booklet, and I'm just making a lot of these booklets. So what I'm suggesting is during your downtime, we're just stapling them together. But start making up these books, because what I want to do is I want to have these at hand. So let's say when we're working through, I'm working through this thing with this woman. I've been doing collaging with it, and I want to start putting different things here. So I want, like, maybe I would use this one, which I'm still putting together. But like, I like the green of it. I like this. So maybe I'll take a bit of her, do a photocopy, put her on here, start collecting the stamps I want to use. And this kind of becomes a repository, even if I'm paper clipping them. Some of them I'm going to glue stuff down just to play with ideas. We may paper clip things in. So you might end up with, you know, sort of bits and pieces kind of paper clipped in, some tags that you made that you think work well with it. And this will become like our little file journal, you know, put some pockets in it. And so when we're working through our different ideas, the concept here, and I do this a lot, is I'll have a lot of smaller book journal type of things. And as I'm working through the different series, in order to help keep ourselves organized, you can literally have these books that you start building. And maybe some of them you're playing with actually gluing things down to see what it will look like. What would that picture look like on here? Let me glue it down. It's just a photocopy. Other bits and pieces, I made a lot of tags, let's say, from some of those spare photos. I'm going to stick them in here. I'll make a pocket and stick it in here. That way, when we go to start working on some of those individual books, as we continue to work on our postcard, different series, you get what I'm saying. You'll already have places where you started putting stuff. So you're not like, okay, where were those scraps? Oh my goodness, I know I had such and such. What did I do with it? And so this is where a lot of the small pieces will go. This is where a lot of the ideas will go. And then literally, this could go in a file with some of the images. So let's say we have, let me get my files out here. So let's say we have some larger images. Where, I know I put right down here. Where are my files? Anyway, I had my file. Oh, here they are. So let's just say that, you know, I now have some extra pages. Like I have some of the bigger pages. And I'm now what I'm doing is I'm putting some of those in there as I've been doing them. I want to collect them. Let's say this is the book that goes with it. I can literally paper clip or clip all of that on a file folder so that we're keeping track of the various storylines, because we're creating storylines this year. And our various books, Tattered Temples, different things, will have various storylines. So I might say, okay, we're going to actually do this type of structure. And you may say, okay, I want to take that storyline and put it into that structure. So now you've already started working your storylines too. You see what I'm saying? You've already started thinking about, oh, okay. So when you get ready to do the book, you're not thinking, okay, now what do I want to do the book on? You know, and then you're like, oh, I want to do that. I want to use that flamingo dancer lady. Okay. Lord Jesus, where did I put all of her stuff? Where is it? Oh, I got to go back and print again. Nope. You already start having things together in various papers and bits and bobs versus throwing them in a basket like this. I can already say, well, I know this paper because it has the gold tones, maybe not because of this scripting, it's a little more Asian, but let's say just the gold tones. Oh, I have this little bit of gold paper. I think that'll go great in here. So you see, we can actually be putting the stuff where we need it versus all chunked away in here. Like I think like this one would be gorgeous with this. I'm like, okay, I'd put that in there. And so I'm making sense. And then by us having these little booklets, what I like about the little booklets, you'll see we're actually going to flesh those out by collaging in them. And this becomes the manquette, or the smaller version of the larger book, where we can play with ideas, play with stamps, just, you know, and it just becomes a smaller version of where we're going. I hope that makes sense. It will make sense on the by and by. As you hang in with me, it's going to make a lot of sense. And I'm sure it's making sense to you guys now, because I just want to start developing the full idea. So the next thing, I'm going to show how I made these. But, and then what you can be able to do is just go into production on just making a lot of these. And it's a good way to use up all your scraps. It'll be a great way to have a whole series of small little books that you just may make so many of these. And sometimes you're sitting down, you just have some scraps laying around. You just want to turn it into a book. You have some jelly prints and stuff you just want to add in there. And so these just become these wonderful little journals that we make, little book as art subject matters that we're making along the way as well. So there we have it. that's where we're going. I promised you that I would start really fleshing out how we're going to be working together this year. And so this is, I'm hopefully giving you a better idea of what that's going to look like. So the next video this week is going to be making these, okay? And that should give you a lot to get busy with and keep you busy during the week until next week, where we'll continue to work on our postcard series, because that's going to be one of the first books we're going to make, and we're fleshing that out from our gray journal. Okay? All right. Love you guys.